Welcome, Ramley. How are my Rams superfans doing today? This week we're welcoming Jared Goff and the Lions into town. Let's get right into it. And let's kick this off by talking about the injury report. Rams lost tight end Johnny Mundt and running back Jake Funk to season-ending injuries. Both players were primarily used on special teams. Mundt tore his ACL, Jake Funk tore his hamstring. Also, running back Sony Michel is questionable with a shoulder injury. And on the Lions side of the ball, defensive end Nick Williams, that's a great name, is questionable with an ankle injury. And linebacker Charles Harris is questionable with a hip injury. Now, what am I looking forward to seeing this week? It's simple. I'm looking forward to seeing Jared Goff play. I actually haven't had a chance to see him play yet this year. I've been able to see some highlights here and there, but watching the Lions game just doesn't really excite me. But I am excited to see Goff play. I actually kind of miss Jared. And not in a, I'd rather have Jared Goff than Stafford kind of way. I just cheered for him for so long, and he seems like such a great guy and a good teammate. He's probably a player that I'm going to always cheer for no matter what team he's on. And plus, that 2018 season is still probably the most memorable season I've ever got to experience as a Rams fan. So I definitely hold Jared Goff still near and dear to my heart. I'm also looking forward to see if the Rams will get off to a fast start. In my recap video of last week's game against the Giants, the Rams getting off to a slow start was one of my concerns. And Sean McVay expressed that same sentiment in a press conference the next day. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do to change that. And really quick, guys, before we get into matchups, if you could like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss an upload, and if you could also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I'd really appreciate that. Now let's talk the passing offense versus the passing defense. Now the Rams are currently averaging 297 passing yards per game. That's good for 4th best in the NFL. While the Lions defense is currently giving up 264 yards in the air per game. I expect Matthew Stafford to have his way with the secondary. Like I said, the Lions are currently giving up 264 yards per game in the air, and I expect that number to go up after Sunday's game. Now the Lions offense is averaging 229 passing yards per game, while the Rams defense is giving up 259 passing yards per game. Now I think this is a game where the Rams can get that average down just a little bit and definitely keep Jared Goff under 300 yards this week. Now let's talk the rushing offense versus the rushing defense. The Detroit Lions are currently averaging only 91 yards on the ground per game, while the Rams defense is only giving up 107 rushing yards per game. Now this Lions offense is struggling as a whole. I really think this is a game where the Rams can get things right and start asserting themselves back in the conversation as a top 10 defense. Now let's talk individual matchups. The biggest matchup I'm looking forward to seeing is Jared Goff versus head coach Sean McVay. No one knows Jared Goff better than Sean McVay. No one knows what Jared Goff struggles against more than Sean McVay. And I know Sean McVay isn't going to be calling up defensive plays, but I can guarantee you he's sitting down with our defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris, and he's helping cook up a game plan on defense. And on the flip side, a lot of Detroit's coaching staff are new hires, so they weren't even there when Matthew Stafford was their quarterback. So that's not really something I'm worrying about on our side of the ball. Like I said earlier, guys, I am a Jared Goff fan. I will probably always be a Jared Goff fan. I will forever love him and Todd Gurley. They still remain on my wall today. They will always be there. Those two players for me represent the turning of the tide for the Rams organization. Going from Jeff Fisher to Jared Goff and Sean McVay and Todd Gurley, that was like the changing of the guard. That was going from a bad team to an average team to, okay, we're great. And for that, I will always love them guys. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna be in for an embarrassment. And like I said, this is actually the first game I've gotten to see of Jared Goff this year. Looking at the numbers, it's looking like he's been struggling, and I just feel like the one thing that Jared Goff probably doesn't want to see is going into LA on the road and having to face a head coach that knows him better than anyone. I know there's nothing more that Jared Goff wants to do than to sock it to Sean McVay and the Rams for getting rid of him. Unfortunately, I just don't feel like he's capable of doing so. Sean McVay shipped Jared Goff out of town for a reason. And I think as bad as the New York Giants looked playing against the Rams defense last week, I think we're in for round 2 of that here. And really quick, guys, before we get into my prediction, please like this video, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss an upload. And if you like what I'm doing here, guys, I'm telling you right now, you would love what I'm doing on social media. So please follow me on Instagram and please follow me on Twitter. Now let's get right back into it with my prediction. Now, I think this is going to be a rout. I think Vegas had this game. I think it might have been the Rams -14, somewhere around there, 14.5. If I were you guys, I would take the Rams in that. I have the Rams winning 41 17. And I think it's honestly going to come down to Sean McVay knowing Jared Goff better than any other person on this earth knows Jared Goff's game. And I think Jared Goff is going to struggle. I think that offense that's already struggling is going to struggle even more. And I think this game will be over maybe halfway through the third quarter. You want to take everyone seriously. You don't want to take days off. I am more confident about this game than probably any game this year. The only thing that I can see slowing the Rams down is the Rams. If the Rams want to get out and they want to play down to their competition like they have been known to do in the past, then maybe this is a closer game. Maybe this is a 31-21 game, which is a possibility. I just don't think that's going to happen this week. Like I said, guys, I got the Rams 41, Lions 17. Thank you for watching, guys. Be on the lookout for the Rams and the Lions recap video coming out shortly after their game on Sunday. You should definitely subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss that. And also, if you are interested in more Rams content, follow me on social media and don't forget to click this video right here.